What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I had a request to do another one of these videos. I wasn't sure if I was going to continue to do them or not, but I've had a lot of comments of people asking me about Arise, and so I figured, well, why not? It is the middle of the month, so a lot of these classes will be starting in January, so that'll give you enough time to determine which client you want to work for, go through all of the information and requirements, and things like that. So basically, for those that are new to the channel, what I normally do, at least about maybe once a month or once every other month, I kind of go on the Arise platform and I currently let you guys know what is listed. Disclaimer, the classes fill up pretty fast, so depending on when you're seeing this video, you know, some of the things that I mentioned in this video as far as what client opportunities are available may or may not still be listed. So yeah, that's the disclaimer for that. And for those that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Chanina, and from time to time I generally talk about the Arise platform, which is a platform that connects you to different businesses that are looking for people that want to service their clients or customers from home. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I started talking about it on this channel 2 years ago, so I've got a whole slew of videos. I've created a playlist for those that want to kind of go back and look at some of my videos. This is one of those opportunities where you are considered an independent contractor, so it's not, you know, it's not a wage paying type of opportunity. It is, you do get paid twice a month. The only way to work for Arise is to either register as a CSP or to register up under an established independent business owner. So, and the only way to see what it is I'm talking about is to actually register on the platform. Go into the portal, create a username and password, and then you'll be able to see all of the opportunities that I talk about in this video. Again, depending on when you see this video, they may or may not still be listed. So you guys, you know, that's all I can say about that, because the classes do fill up pretty fast. Right now, I am currently in a certification class. I decided to switch clients due to some technical issues with the other client that I was with, and I wanted a change of pace. I was doing customer service. I've been working with that same client for the past 2 years, and I wanted to do something different, so I decided to switch over to sales, which so far, I've been in my certification class for about a week or so. So far it seems like it's going to be pretty fun, pretty interesting, because customer service is a little bit different from sales. The pay is different. It's a little bit more than what I was making before. That is one of the things that I do not talk about in these type of videos, is the revenue, because it's going to vary based on the client that you choose. From what I understand, you can make anywhere from $9 to $13 or $14 an hour depending on the client. Now, you get to determine how much you want your pay to be every well, twice a month, because you get paid twice a month through your IBO, and you determine how much you want it to be, what you want your pay to be every check, okay? Because you get to pick your own hours. You do have to work a minimum required amount of hours per the client, depending on which one you choose. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and log into my portal. I didn't do it ahead of time because it logs you out after about 10 minutes or so of inactivity. So I didn't want it to just be sitting open while I was explaining that to you guys. This is definitely an independent contractor type of scenario. So it's not one of those scenarios where you'll get paid an hour and then the the government takes out their taxes before you get paid. You are responsible for your taxes at the end of the year. In a lot of cases, you will owe taxes because they weren't taken out, when you get paid. So just be prepared for that. What I normally suggest to people is to, every time you get paid, take out a certain amount of money and set it to the side so that when you do file your taxes at the end of the year, because you're going to receive a 1099 from your independent business owner that you're registered up under, and so that when that time comes when you're filing your taxes, you already have some money to put towards what you may owe, depending on how much you made at that year prior to. So because you have to make a certain amount before you actually get a 1099, but do your research on that, because I'm not a tax professional. I'm just speaking from experience from filing my own taxes. So basically, before we get into this, I'm just going to give a little bit of information as far as what you have to do. So what I always suggest is to do your due diligence and do your research. You are going to find positive and negative comments about Arise. How I look at it is that there's always somebody who is not satisfied, whether it's with Arise, whether it's with any company, even restaurants, have those people that didn't have good customer service or whatever. Don't base your decision on that. You know what I mean? You have to do what you have to do for your family. If you're one of those who need an extra income, or maybe you haven't worked in a while and you're ready to get back into the work field, but you don't necessarily have a lot of experience to actually go out into the world to find a job, and you want to gain a little bit of experience, this is a way that you can do it, because you don't need experience to work with Arise, because that's what your certification class is for. They will train you in order to do your job sufficiently. So, and you can put it on your resume. It's also good for college students. I have a couple of college students in my certification class, actually. So it's good for college students that are looking to earn extra income and they need something that's going to work more with their class schedule. Based on, if you go to apply at like a job outside of your home, you have to work whatever schedule they give you. With Arise, there's a thing that we choose our schedule from called the Starmatic, which once you get into a certification class, you'll learn all about that stuff. So I'm not going to go into too many details about it, because they are excellent at explaining it and breaking it down for you so that it's not confusing. But that's how we choose our schedule. And we choose our schedules once a week. So the week that we're choosing our schedule for is normally for the week, either the upcoming week or the week after that. It just depends. But, you choose your schedule ahead of time so you have enough time to kind of work it around what you have going on in your life outside of Arise. As far as equipment, that's one of the issues that I had ran into, which is why I decided to just switch clients, because it was just easier that way. Go into the equipment requirements, because sometimes they do update it, and that was an issue that I ran into. They had updated the core processor requirements, so my laptop didn't meet the requirement anymore for the client that I was working for, so I had to switch. So when you go and you're looking at these different clients, click on the info button before you hit select, because once you hit select, then you're starting your enrollment process. So go into the info. It's a green button when you get into the portal, and it'll give you all of the information you need about that particular client, what the requirements are for you to certify, what they expect of you to set in order to certify, the type of equipment that you need. I don't know if I just said that, but the type of equipment that'll work with their software and their systems that you'll be using while you're servicing. And just general information, how much it costs to take the certification class, when it starts, when it ends, important dates, their hours of operation. I had somebody ask me what is the best client to choose based on what they have available as far as hours. And it really depends, because there's like the client that I was working previously, their hours of operation was from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So I was only able to choose hours between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m., whereas the client that I'm currently in certification for, they're open 24/7. So I can work after so many days. I'm able to work after so many days of my certification. While I'm still in production, I'm able to work at midnight if I want to, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning if I want to. You know what I mean? So it depends. So always look at that. You will need, I'm just going to tell you up front, the basic equipment that you're going to need is a VoIP headset. You're going to need a headset for a landline phone. You're going to need internet access, and it's recommended that you have dual screens. So because you're going to be working with different systems, and you're not going to be able to do all of that from just one screen. So you're going to need a second screen. So and as far as the core processor requirements and the RAM and the memory and all of that stuff, you definitely want to take a look at the info to see what you want to what you need to have to make sure that your equipment is up to par, so that you don't run into any issues with servicing. I did have somebody ask me how can they get a landline phone. I personally, here at my sister's house, they have Comcast. So Comcast Xfinity offers landline and internet service, so you can get like a package and do it that way. I do not recommend going through a company like Magic Jack or something like that. You can also use AT&T. At my mom's house, she used AT&T Uverse, so I was able to use phone and internet over there. I definitely recommend going through one of those type of companies so that you have both, so that you don't run into any technical issues. Let's see. Also be prepared to do like an affidavit, so that they can identify you, that you're you, especially when tax time comes. You do have to submit like your social security number, that type of thing, an ID. You will have to take a background check. They no longer charge for a background check. When I first started with the Rise, background checks were $7.95. Now you don't have to pay for them. Each client that you sign up with, you will have to do one. And you may have to submit a drug screening. So it just depends on the client. The last client that I was with, I didn't have to submit a drug screening. They didn't require one. But the one that I'm currently certifying for now, they do require one. So I did have to do a drug screening for that. It's better if you have a clean background. So no felonies, or anything like that. And you should be okay. What else can I give you guys some insight on? That's the basics. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get into this list. So the first one on the list is a tax company through video support. So they're looking for customer service / text. The minimal hours that they require you to work a week is 20 hours. And the class starts January 2nd, 2019. The cost for the certification class is $9.99, which is not bad. I've seen these prices for these certification classes go from $150 to $300 depending on what the client is. So if you're able to start and go ahead with your enrollment now for one of these January classes, I definitely recommend it, because once they're filled up, they do add new clients to the list, or sometimes you'll see the same client but for a different class start date, and sometimes the price may be different. So, for example, this is a telecommunications company. I see them on this list pretty often, but they're looking for customer service agents and tech agents. The initial cost for the certification class is $49, and they want you to work a minimum of 15 hours a week. The class starts January the 14th. And for this particular client, you can actually listen to a call. So that option is sometimes available on the platform as well. Like if you want to get an idea of what a service call is like, you can click on listen and it'll actually play you an example of a phone call, from one of their customers or a guest. So this is another tax client. They're looking for, this is a customer support type of position. So customer service, they want you to work at least 15 hours a week. And the initial cost for this class is $19, and it starts January the 15th. This one is somewhat of like a tax client. Bookkeeping, tax bookkeeping type of client. Let's just say it like that. And they are looking for customer service support and tech clients. It doesn't say how many hours they require you to work a week, but the class is $19 and it starts on January the 8th. The next one is a timeshare company. And so this one, they want sales / customer service. So you'll be kind of doing both. And the initial cost for the class is $49. This class starts on the 14th. It does not say how many hours that they require you to work each week. And telecommunications is on here again. This one is a fast track class. So, which could be a good thing, but keep in mind, fast track classes, you will get a lot of information really fast, which is good if you're looking to start making some type of revenue really fast as well. So this one is $49, and they're looking for customer service / sales agents. The class starts on January the 18th, and you can also listen to a phone call on this one. And last but not least is a vacations company. And they are looking for customer service sales. So you'll be doing a little bit of both with this one, and it's $29 to get started, and it does not mention how many hours they want you to work a week, but the class starts January the 28th. So hopefully I was able to answer some of you guys' questions as far as, because I'll get this question a lot. Am I still with Arise? Yes, I am. I just switched clients, so I'm not with the same client. But I enjoy it a lot. It gives me a lot of flexibility because I am a parent with a young child who is not old enough to stay at home by herself. When I started working with Arise, it was simply to be able to make income without having to sacrifice the time spent with my daughter and safety, because with young children, with the schools here, and I've mentioned this a couple times on this channel when I'm talking about this, but she required someone, because she was a bus rider, she required someone to be home to get her off of the bus at a certain time of the day. And it's kind of hard to find a job that's flexible around that. So between me and her dad, his work schedule, and me trying to find a job at the time, it just wasn't working out. So when I was introduced to this, I actually knew about Arise a long time ago, but I was introduced to it again a couple of years ago, and I actually did the research. I talked to the actual IBO that I'm registered with, and they gave me a lot of good insight on the company, and I haven't had any issues with it, at all. I've been doing it for 2 years. It's worked for me really well as far as flexibility and income. it is my main stream of income outside of doing eBay and YouTube. So it does help, for those who need a little bit more flexibility with working if you have children. And for those who may not have experience, never had a job before, and you need to build up experience in customer service or sales or something like that, it's also a great opportunity for you as well. Because you can put these jobs, like if you're working with different clients over the course of time, you can put these on your resume. So it is a real job, you know what I mean? It's just not outside of your home. And I know a lot of people tend to think of these type of jobs as like scams and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, I mean, it's different from, and I mean, this is no shade to direct sales or anything like that, because I used to be in direct sales. I used to do Avon. I did Mary Kay. I've done Thrive. I've done MCA. I've done a couple of other companies. Some of them are no longer in business anymore, but I've done that type of direct sales where you have to have a product and all of that type of stuff, and that's how you make your money. This, it's like going to an office. Y'all saw my setup in my Clean With Me video. It's kind of like an office space, but it's inside of a house. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, I've got to invest in all this money for products that now I have to sell in order to either break even or make a profit. It's nothing like that. I used to get a lot of those type of questions when I first started talking about this, because people are skeptical about stuff that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And that's completely understandable. But I am here to tell you that it is a real thing. It's legit. You know what I'm saying? You do have to file your taxes at the end of the year because you are working. You're servicing a company. And people ask me about why you have to pay for certification, because you're an independent contractor. You know what I mean? So it's like the same as if you have a lawn care business, or if you want to go into bakery or something like that. You do have to get some type of training, formal training or education, in order to be successful at it, or in order to be knowledgeable about it. So you do have to pay for that. However, you make it back. You know what I'm saying? My first certification class was $60, and I've made that back. I made that back the first check that I've got, because the certification class that I was in, we got paid for our last week that we were in certification class. So I pretty much made that back the first week that, before I actually started working. So, it is something definitely to take a look at. I know that there's other companies out there like Live Ops. I have no idea about Live Ops. I don't know anything about it. I know that it's kind of similar, but I know nothing about it, so that's why I don't talk about it. I only come on here to tell you guys what I know. You do get paid by the interval, which is 30-minute increments. So when I say hours, I'm meaning 2 30-minute increments, because that's how I do my schedule. So you get paid for your time servicing. I haven't seen a client where you get paid by the call. I could be wrong though, so check all of the details with these clients, because you just never know, and it is good to do your research. But so far from what I've experienced, I haven't ran into a client where you get paid by the call versus by the time that you actually spent clocked in. You know what I'm saying? So definitely do your research. I mean, Arise does have a Facebook group if you're looking for an independent business owner that you want to register under. Somebody's asked me about me becoming one. I have mentioned a couple of times that I was going to become one. and that's still in the works. It's just I have to wait till it's my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, because sometimes when you try to rush something, then it doesn't work out pretty well, or the results aren't what you thought they were going to be. So sometimes you just have to be patient, and that's what I've had to do. You know, when it's my time to transition into an independent business owner, then that will happen. There is just one more thing that I have to do that, but the timing, you know, is everything. Because I do want to go full-fledged, and I do plan on building my own call center. Oh, so if anybody was... Oh, I had one question where somebody was asking me the difference between the two. So, a CSP is just you working. You know, you have no goal of building your own virtual call center. You don't want to market a business. You don't want to start a business. You just want to work. An independent business owner is someone who has a business established already. So, like if you have an LLC. Now, if you don't have one, you can definitely establish one before you register with the platform, and you can register as your own independent business owner. You can definitely do that. Check the state law requirements for your state, and maybe I'll do a video about that on how I formed my LLC. So if you guys want to know more about that, definitely comment below, and that'll definitely, I will keep that in mind to talk about that on this channel, on how I formed my LLC, because I formed mine back in 2017. So and there was some things that I had to do, but it was fairly easy, and it didn't cost that much. But anyways, so yeah, that's the difference. So a CSP is just somebody who just wants to work. You don't have no plans on starting a business. You don't want to build a business. You just want to work. An independent business owner is somebody who wants to start a business, or maybe you just want to register as a business. But for me, I actually want to start it as a business. So I want to build a virtual call center. I want to share with people who are looking for income and overcome some obstacles that are keeping them from working outside of their home, to have an opportunity to do what I do. And that's pretty much it. You know, that's the only difference. Somebody who wants to build a business, or maybe thinking about building one in the future using the Arise platform, and somebody who doesn't, somebody who just wants to work. So, which is nothing wrong with either one. It's just all in what you want to do in your life. So, thank you guys for visiting my channel. I hope I shared a lot of information, a lot of useful information on this video. Continue coming with your questions. I know that I tend to not respond. Like lately, I haven't been responding to a lot of questions, because I figured I would just answer some of those in a video. Hopefully, if you were one of the ones that asked a question, you would see me post a video, and you'll refer back to this video or previous videos that I've uploaded on this channel to answer any of your questions. A lot of the information that I talk about is on Arise.com. So Arise.com gives you all of the general information, everything that you need to know about the Arise company. But the Arise portal is where you will be able to see all of the opportunities that I am speaking of. So go to both places. Once you create your username and password, then you should be able to log into the portal, and register, of course. You do have to, if you're planning on registering, you do have to register under an IBO, or independent business owner, if you're not one yourself. So if you need one, definitely check out the Facebook group, and then I'll also, if I can remember, I'll also put the information to the one who I'm currently registered under in the description box. If you want to know more information about it, or if you have some questions that I maybe didn't answer in this video, check out my playlist in the description box. Hopefully you can find your answer there. And then, like I said, you can also go to the Arise.com website, and it has everything that you need to know about the Arise Virtual Solutions platform. I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. You guys stay warm and continue to receive your blessings. Do not block your blessings with negativity. I have been seeing a lot of that on YouTube. I've got a whole recommended list on just craziness, but I don't tap into it because this channel is all about positive energy. But yeah, you guys, so comment, hit the thumbs up button, share this video with your friends and family who are interested in working from home. Don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.